Hey guys, what's going on? Just gonna make a really quick video, but I hope I get a lot of response back on this, especially with video, video responses. So this question is, as you can see by the title, what's your favorite system of all time? Mine was really close. I ended up going with the PlayStation 2. It's either that or either that or probably Super Nintendo, because I really love Super Nintendo. And even now for like the nostalgia value. But I went with PlayStation 2 for a couple of reasons. It was the first system that really had like beautiful graphics. Well, I mean, not like Dreamcast had really nice graphics, and I even think back to the Super Nintendo with Donkey Kong Country, because those graphics are really nice. But I remember before I even had my PlayStation 2, my cousin got one, and he had Madden 2001, or I don't know, it was with that, whatever one had Eddie George on the front, and we played it on my TV, and it just looked amazing. I mean, now, looking back, it's not like, blown away, amazing, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 graphics, but like, I remember they just showed like a panoramic view of the whole stadium, and I was just like blown away. And my dad was sitting there, and we were just like, wow, this is legit. Final Fantasy X had amazing graphics. Also the controller. This came standard with the Dual Shock, the double analog. As the first PlayStation had just had no analog, but then they incorporated the Dual Shock. But the controller for PlayStation 2 was just amazing, and that's why they've pretty much kept it the same, with the exception of like the back buttons for the PlayStation 3. But the controller is just perfect. Not too many buttons. It's not like too hard to hold. So I remember the original Xbox controller. That thing was a beast. But they eventually cleaned that up. But also online. Although online didn't come in until a little later, I should say. It still had online, and it had a lot of games you could play online. It didn't have what like the 360 has now, or like even what the Xbox had. But I mean, that's one reason I did like the system. It had online. I had an Xbox, and I had an Xbox Xbox Live anyway. But most of my friends didn't have an Xbox because it wasn't that popular amongst my friends. Well, everyone had PlayStation 2. That's another reason why. I mean, everybody had it. And also, it was a DVD player. It was the first DVD player in my house. I know that. I still watch DVDs on it when I have it hooked up. Nothing else had that at the time. I mean, Dreamcast is one of the main reasons that didn't even, survive. The 360, the Xbox, you had to like buy something to play DVDs on. I mean, the GameCube, I didn't have it either. I mean, and finally, the most important reason. There's so many good games. I mean, I tried writing some of them down, but then I just ran out of room. I mean, all the way from the launch, early, in 2000 and 2001. I mean, Midnight Club you had. I mean, these are ones that I remember. NBA Street, Madden 2001 again, and then you had like GTA 3, and then you had Vice City, then you had San Andreas, and you had Metal Gear, and then Metal Gear Solid 2, then you had 3. The Jak and Daxter series, the Ratchet and Clank series. I remember WWF SmackDown Just Bring It, and that was such a cool game. I think that was one of my first games that I had for PlayStation 2. You have the Devil May Cry series, you have SSX Tricky, Max Payne, I don't know if I just said it, but Final Fantasy X, Medal of Honor, you had the SOCOM series, and then later on, 5-6 years after the system's released, you get God of War, and it's just, I mean, the system is already 9 years old or whatever, 8 years old, and they're still making games for it, and they're still releasing games, and it's still very popular. A lot of people still just play their their PlayStation 2. I mean, that's all I've been playing lately. It's just my PlayStation 2. So before I just keep rambling, I would like video responses on what your favorite system is and why you like it, much like I just did. And it doesn't have to be all in depth, but just say why you like it. And so yeah, I hope that I get a lot of response on this from everybody. And alright, I'll see you guys later.